What's up, guys? How we doing today? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How we doing on this Wednesday? Any of you guys catch NXT last night? Debut of Ricky Starks. Crazy, right? It's crazy how we just found out that he was just released this week, or let go finally of his contract. And Miro and I think Malachi Black is free too, right? So I'm sure Malachi or Aleister Black's going to be returning any week now on WWE TV. Probably part of Monday Night Raw. I think he's going to be part of the Judgment Day stable, the way they've been hinting at that lately with, Dominic Mysterio and stuff. So, but how we doing today, guys? What's up, you crazy wrestling fans? How we doing on this Wednesday afternoon? Wherever you are. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. Mondays and Fridays, I come on immediately after Raw and SmackDown for a full review. We had a great review this past Monday. Looking forward to Friday Night SmackDown's review coming up as well. And yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about in the next, probably week or two. I think we're going to see Aleister Black on Raw any day now. Now that we know that they're all free from AEW. Miro, we saw Ricky Starks on NXT last night. Cole, what's up? Rachel, how we doing? All right? Again, guys, hit that subscribe button and welcome. Rachel, I saw you had messaged me in regards to Ricky Starks, or it was something else on NXT. Long story short, last night was the first time I haven't watched NXT live in like weeks or months, but I did catch up on most of it. And I think it was a smart move bringing Ricky Starks on NXT, opposed to bringing him right to the main roster. It's going to give him an opportunity to shine, and like they've done with a lot of AEW people, obviously not Punk and not Cody Rhodes. It's different, right? Plus, they already were in WWE at one point. But bringing Lexis King, bringing Ethan Page, bringing Ricky Starks. I know Sean Spears was with WWE before as Ty Dillinger, but bringing all these AEW guys to NXT, I think was a really smart move, and it gives them relevant roles. I think bringing a lot of those guys up to Raw or SmackDown initially, I'm not going to say would have led to their demise, but they wouldn't have gotten the opportunity or shine like a lot of them have already. I mean, Ethan Page being an NXT champion for a couple of months, as good as he is, I don't think he would have had a title by now if he had went to the main roster right away. So, glad you're feeling better though, Rachel. I know you're dealing with the flu last week. I'd take one more day off Monday, but now I feel better. Okay. All right, cool. Well, look, the next live review I'll be doing this Friday after SmackDown, so hopefully I'll see you there. As long as everybody else in here as well hopefully joins us. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Put on that notification bell every time I go live or upload new content. You'll get the message and all that. And I'm also on Instagram and TikTok and all that other good stuff. At Turnbuckle Topics, same handle as this. But yeah, it's good to see Ricky Starks. Now they didn't, Rachel, from what I read or saw, not seeing NXT live last night, they didn't actually say his name right yet. As far as obviously we all know it's Ricky Starks, but he's not necessarily bringing that name to WWE, right? They may change his name or something like that. So there's like 12 to 15 new names this week that WWE filed a trademark for. Most of them probably NXT people or coming out of the Performance Center. So super curious what Ricky's name's going to be, because I don't think it was made public yet. But how we doing out there, guys? How we doing, wrestling fans? Again, hit that subscribe button. All right. I'm live Mondays and Fridays after Raw and SmackDown. Don't think so. Who do you think is the new group coming in this Saturday? I don't know. I remember last week seeing that vignette. It's what, 4 or 5 members, that new group. I'm curious though. I'm sure that group is going to be comprised of a lot of those new men or women that just got the new list of names that just came out the other day, right? So I don't know. I'm curious. Curious. Vengeance Day should be good though. Saturday. It's looking to be a good card. I know at the same time, the pre-tape of earlier that day, Grand Slam Australia will be on at the same time, in that Collision time slot. That looks to be a pretty good card too. I think Tony Storm may win back that women's world title for the 3rd or 4th time. But how we doing, chat? I think Saturday's gonna be good. Yeah, definitely. I was kind of hoping. I don't want to say that. I wish AEW Grand Slam was running live over here, because that would be like 3, 4 a.m. on the East Coast. That would be kind of crazy. Kind of like Elimination Chamber this time last year, right? It was in Australia, Perth, Australia. But I wish that Collision, it wasn't in the Collision time slot, because now Vengeance Day and the Australia Grand Slam show is going to be running at the same time. So I was hoping we got a double dose. It didn't have to backtrack or record it. So, how's everybody else doing in here? Hit that subscribe button, guys. Good thing I have my iPad. Yeah, absolutely. That's smart. So you go back and forth. I've done that many a time. I just like to, watch, which, again, if you record it, that's fine. It would have been nice to just watch them both live separately without having to backtrack or switch over to 2 different shows, but it is what it is. Think for the NXT show, Vengeance Day, they just announced, by the way, today that NXT Roadblock will be at the theater at Madison Square Garden, March 11th, the day after Raw is at the Garden. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What's up, Nas? How we doing? How we doing, my guy? Again, guys, hit that thumbs up, that like button when you get in here. Thank you so much. And again, if you haven't already, I know many of you in here, at least in the chat, have hit that subscribe button as well. Hit that subscribe button as well, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing Kenny and Will team up. Should be fun, Rachel. Now, do you think, regardless who wins that match, Rachel, do you think Kenny and Will can remain allies, or do you think one of them go heel on one another? That'd be interesting. Your twin Ricky Starks finally. Yeah, he finally reared his head on NXT, right? Good for him, man. Good for Ricky Starks. I'm happy for him. Obviously, I don't consider Ricky to be somebody I'm like crazy about. I'm not a big fan of his, but I don't dislike him either. It's just, it kind of is what it is with him. But I wish him nothing but success in WWE. Hopefully everything works out. And I think NXT was the perfect place to get him acclimated, maybe win a title or 2. And what's the rush, right? Then you eventually make your way to Raw or SmackDown one day, just as Ethan Page will, and so on, right? WWE's a better fit for him. Correct. He is definitely more of the sports entertainer type of deal, opposed to a Daniel Garcia, right? Daniel Garcia, it's funny because when he used to be with the Jericho Appreciation Society, they called themselves sports entertainers, not pro wrestlers, but let's call it how it is. Daniel Garcia is a through and through pro wrestler. Not to say Garcia can never come to WWE. I could see him come there at one point, but Ricky Starks is meant for that type of stage. And Ricky Starks is much older than I thought he was. I think he's, 35, approaching 36? I did think he was like maybe 31, 32. So it's time for him to make his way to WWE. I feel like maybe Will could turn. Yeah, Rachel, that would not be... if one of them were to turn, I would assume Will would, but who knows? As far as Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, then it would make Kenny look foolish for trusting Will when he shouldn't have trusted him in the first place. But I don't know. Will Ospreay has, in Tony Khan's eyes, and obviously Will as good as Orange Cassidy is, Will Ospreay is leaps and bounds better. But Will Ospreay is kind of like the new Orange Cassidy now, opening up every episode of Dynamite for like weeks on end now, like OC did. He'll probably open up the show tonight again, Will Ospreay. So we'll see. But how's everybody doing, guys? How we doing on this? How we doing on this Wednesday afternoon? see. Unfortunately, I had to cancel my Netflix subscription for now until the show gets better. I'll just watch SmackDown. Okay. Hey, Nas, do what you got to do, man. I know we're on the road to WrestleMania, but things really haven't amped up yet. So you got to do what you got to do. I get it, man. I'll keep you posted to the best of my ability every Monday night on here. So fear not. Speaking of Orange, where he been? Yeah, I don't know if Orange Cassidy is finally getting a long-deserved break because I never thought he'd give that guy time off. I don't know. I haven't read or seen anything on OC. Hopefully, he's just finally taking a much-needed vacation for the first time in what feels like forever. So, he's always been featured on TV. Going to watch you in some highlights. Sounds good, Nas. Sounds like a good approach. By the way, Rachel, I know you saw it, but Nas, I'm not sure if you saw it. I uploaded my daily question on YouTube Shorts here and Instagram and TikTok. So wherever you want to answer it, or if you want to go on all three platforms, that's fine too, and interact. It helps every platform. I uploaded my daily question before I got on here, so check it out, guys. Boom, chicka, boom, chicka. All right, cool. Love the energy. I did actually, but I didn't get to watch it. Yeah, take your time, or whenever. Appreciate you guys. See, we got another subscriber or two. Keep hitting that subscribe button, guys. Appreciate you. Again, live reviews of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown on Mondays and Fridays. Get the Valentine's Day edition of SmackDown this Friday. Be sure to be on here with a review. Maybe a box of chocolates and a glass of wine. We'll see. But I hope everybody is having a great Wednesday. And again, AEW Dynamite tonight for those that watch. I know we have a big WWE crowd that always comes in here, but for those that watch AEW, they got a big show in Australia this weekend, Grand Slam. And so that should have some good lead in. Let's see. Mr. Wrestling. What's up, Doctor Who? What, where? How we doing? The Fiend, always your favorite. Yeah, I did see that you wrote that, Rachel. Yeah, he was, as a matter of fact, as you might have saw on Twitter or whatever, 8 years ago today, Bray Wyatt won the WWE Championship at Elimination Chamber. And I believe Naomi did as well on that day when she defeated Alexa Bliss. Got injured and then had to win it back in that WrestleMania 33 match in Orlando. But yeah, man, good old Bray Wyatt won his first world championship 8 years ago today. If you could believe that. Let's see. Check out what they got on tap for tonight on AEW Dynamite. Well, I know they got the Hurt Syndicate defending their tag titles against the Austin and Colton Gunn, who returned last week. Now, I'm assuming this was taped because they had to make their way to Australia, which is not a close ride at all. But I think, I don't want spoilers. Yeah, it was pre-taped. Let me not look at the spoilers. Let's see here. Looking at tonight's card real quick. Change my pick on here to love Roman, but taking a break. All right, nothing wrong with that, Rachel. Nothing wrong with that. I'm sure the OTC understands. All right, yes. So tonight's episode of Dynamite, we see Chris Statlander versus Penelope Ford. Megan Bayne was in her singles debut. Again, the Hurt Syndicate defending their titles against Austin and Colton. Pac, Claudio, and Wheeler Yuta versus the Undisputed Kingdom. That's fun. Dustin Rhodes versus MJF. Max Caster has an open challenge. So it looks like a very collectively so-so episode. I know there's spoilers. We're not going to read them here on this pre-tape. But the trios match and the tag team match looks like a lot of fun. Chris Statlander should make relatively quick work of Penelope Ford. I'm assuming Megan Bayne, ended up defeating some enhancement talent, jobber, whatever. Max Caster open challenge. Not sure how much I really care about that. Again, out of the Acclaimed, I'm more so looking forward to Anthony Bowen singles run opposed to Max Caster. And Dustin and MJF, I'm going to assume MJF wins. Either clean or not. So I think he wins that match either way. So that just about, I think that is all the advertised stuff for Dynamite tonight. Let's see, low-key night for AW. Yeah, kind of a coasting night collectively going into this Grand Slam in Australia, where I'm sure they all arrived by now. Because it's damn near Thursday morning, if not already, right, in Australia, depending what part of Australia. So, yeah. What I dislike most about WWE fans is that they dismiss wrestlers like Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega as not being stars. Yeah, well, you know what I find funny, Nas, is, and look, I like Ricky Starks, and numerous other AEW talent that have made their way either back to WWE or on WWE for the first time. But it's funny how excited some strictly WWE fans get when an AEW talent comes to WWE and they're like, "Oh my God, breaking news!" Da 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 da. Yet, vast majority of the time, if those said talents did not make their way from AEW, they wouldn't even care. If they came from New Japan, unless it's like a household name, like an Osprey or Omega. But if these said talents came from Mexico or Japan or somewhere in Europe, and it didn't come from AEW specifically, where it's like a competitive thing, it's like, come on, are you that invested in Ricky Starks? Look, I like Ricky and I'm excited for him, but it's just stuff like that, or like people that invested in Ethan Page, and you know what I'm getting at. It just some people just love the fact that they got another one over on AEW. That's what I see. So, but yeah, and, a lot of people say Kenny Omega's washed, which he's far from washed. Is he getting up there in age? Absolutely. Did he come back after being out with a health concern for almost a year and a half? Yeah. So those are things to be concerned about with Kenny. But Will Ospreay, man, he's barely, if at all, hit his pinnacle or prime. So Ospreay's ready to rock and roll. Jay White ready to rock and roll. So curious to see where Nikki Bella will be. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with Nikki Bella. Speaking of Nikki, I'm curious, coming up on SmackDown this week, next week, Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, eventually cross paths. And I think that's how they introduce Alexa to the Wyatt family, or not the Wyatt. I wish it was the Wyatt family, the Wyatt Six. I think that Alexa Bliss and Nikki maybe should have a match. Some kind of an introductory thing to get her kind of initiated in the group, if you want to use those words. I was surprised. It was pretty funny how fast it was, but he's a decent talent, nothing special. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm excited for Starks, and I'm excited because Miro's apparently available now, and Aleister Black. So, under Triple H's reign, I could see him doing right by Aleister Black. I'm not so sure that Triple H would book Rusev correctly this time around. Having the opportunity to have him. I don't know. It's hard to say. Again, Aleister Black being a Triple H guy in NXT did well by him, so I could see him doing well by him on the main roster. But we'll see with Rusev, man. I mean, if Triple H didn't really have any plans for a big guy like Bobby Lashley and kind of let him slip away, I'm not fully sold that he's going to do a hell of a lot with Rusev. But we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. I feel like SmackDown been a little bit better than Raw lately. Sure, I guess that's fair. The problem, Rachel, with me is the reason why I'm not above, head and shoulders, saying SmackDown's head and shoulders above a Raw is because, those 3 hours, man, it almost takes away from the fact of what's great on SmackDown. You give us that 2 hour window. I think you have a valid case there. And look, SmackDown's still maybe a little better than Raw lately, maybe. Maybe because we're not seeing the guys that are on the show now that much. Roman Reigns, a John Cena and stuff like that, because they're just not on right now. But I don't know, man. That 3 hour SmackDown is just too damn much, It's too much. Appreciate you guys rocking with me, though, on this Wednesday afternoon. Making a rare afternoon appearance on YouTube. Usually I'll hop on TikTok live, but figured I'd hop on here for a little bit. If you just got in here, guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up as well. I just see your question. Of course, I had the basic. You went with you go with Rey Mysterio. At least 4 more months till SmackDown goes back to 2 hours. Yeah, that's a long ways from here, Rachel. I don't think I'll ever get used to SmackDown being 3 hours. I really don't. We're already almost a month and a half in, and I'm definitely not used to it at all. All right, Ray. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong going with Mr. 619, man. Nothing wrong. I don't know who I would honestly pick. That's why I didn't go out and put my answer out there when I asked the question. I mean, Ray's an easy, safe answer. Kane is one that comes to mind for me that I know a few people picked on some of the platforms. Kane Kane was just awesome. His original mask, his original debut, October '97. That whole get up, that mask was great. Not the one he wore like years later. Ridiculous. And don't get me started about him becoming unmasked. I was never a fan of that. Um, but yeah, I mean, Mankind was awesome. And then obviously a lot of the cruiserweights and WCW, uh, La Parca, Juventud, Psychosis. There's a lot, man. There's a lot. Let's see. I think 2 hours is enough for all wrestling. Yeah, Rachel, I think that's perfect. And look, even if you're having a grand slam of a show, no pun intended to AEW Grand Slam, but even if you're just clicking on all cylinders, man, there is no reason to have a 3 hour weekly show. Keep it at two. Keep us on the edge of our seats like they used to do to us a lot of the time during the Attitude Era. We're like, oh man, it's ending already. I wish the show was a little longer. Uh, you know, obviously it was just 2 hours. I wish there was a third hour, but I'd rather be on the edge of my seat waiting for next time than 3 hours, and they got to fill it up with crap. I'll say this is I was a big fan of Sin Cara. Okay, yeah, I got a few people talking about Sin Cara as well, and even Kalisto. Nice. The Lucha Dragons, they were fun too when they tagged up together. They never had a tag title run, right? I know Kalisto was the United States champion. I remember that, but I don't think they won tag gold. Remember, they had a couple of opportunities around the time frame of the Lucha Dragons and Los Matadores, primetime players. They were all tagging up around that time, 2015, 2016. All right. Very good, very good. Do you see Dominic ever wrestling with a mask on? In a full-time sense, I really don't. Maybe as an honorary thing, maybe at some point in time to an ode to his father or something. I just don't see him doing it on a regular basis. But could I see him do it here and there, or maybe for even a short period of time? Maybe. A friend of mine said 2 hours is better than maybe have a 3 hour show once in a while. Exactly. Rachel, if a show calls for 3 hours, maybe they do it at most once every quarter. We get it maybe 3, 4 times a year. By all means, give us a 3 hour show. And then it's something to look forward to, and then you could really load up or stack up the card. But to walk into a 3 hour show every week, it's just almost setting yourself up for failure, right? Because I don't care how much good TV you got, there's going to be lulls in it. You know what I mean? There's going to be too much of something we don't care about. So 3 hours is just way too much. Way too much. 2 hours is more than sufficient enough. You know what I mean? To get in what you got to get in. Your promos, your backstage segments, vignettes, matches, feuds, brawls. I mean, what more do you need? What more do you need? So appreciate the thumbs up, guys, the likes. Appreciate the couple new subscribers we got during the stream. Probably hang with you just a couple more minutes. Maybe I'll hop on TikTok for a little bit before I get going this afternoon. Thanks for joining me. All right, gang. You know what? I think I'm going to hop over on TikTok for a few minutes as well. All right. All right. Thanks for checking in. We need to start a campaign to bring back the Money in the Bank ladder match. WrestleMania gets more people on the card who doesn't have a spot. Yeah, I agree. They should definitely get rid of the pay-per-view in July. Do something different. And yeah, throw it back to WrestleMania. I agree. I've heard many people say that over the past several years. And yeah, without question. Put it on. Get rid of all the gimmick pay-per-views. Every last one of them. I mean, we got rid of TLC. We got rid of Hell in a Cell. What else did we get rid of? Hopefully Money in the Bank one of these days. Jerome, how we doing, my friend? How we doing? Yeah, definitely. Guys, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button if you just hopped in here. Again, if you aren't already, hit that subscribe button as well. Tell a friend to tell a friend. How's everybody doing? Again, guys, if you haven't answered it already, go check out my new YouTube short or TikTok or Instagram. Same question. Question of the day. Go check it out. I wonder if they're doing Bad Blood again this year. Good question, Rachel. And you know what? That is one of those interchangeable pay-per-views that, I would not mind them doing once every 3, 4, even every 5 years. Bring it back when needed. And I feel the same about War Games too. I feel the same about adding War Games to Survivor Series. This was what, the third consecutive year they had War Games on Survivor Series. I like the concept, but I don't like the fact that every year you kind of have to figure out men's and women's, and they're gonna feud because of this, this, and this, just because there's War Games set up. You know what I mean? That's what I hated about the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. It's like, oh, we got to have 1 or 2 Hell in a Cell matches now because, well, we're 2 months out from Hell in a Cell. When it calls for it, when a feud calls for it, like CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, by all means, do it. Don't do it because, oh, hey, it's October or November again. You know what I mean? Extreme Rules too, Nas. Yes, absolutely. Remember that name? We only had one Extreme Rules match at the Extreme Rules. Yep. What is another pay-per-view you'd like to see come back? NXT's brought back a lot of them, and as you know, Rachel, I was a big fan of Bad Blood even before them bringing it back this past fall. But I love Halloween Havoc, but NXT's been doing it. I love the Great American Bash. NXT's been doing it. As you can see, I got one of my WCW caps on. Bash at the Beach, that'd be fun, something like that. I'd love to see something in a beach setting. I think that would be awesome. Get rid of Money in the Bank, like Nas said. Put the ladder match on WrestleMania. Give us a Bash at the Beach in July. I know they saved their biggest party of the summer, as they used to call it, for SummerSlam, but give us a beach pay-per-view in July. I think that'd be great. Plus, that would be like a birthday present for myself right around my birthday, so that'd be great. I want them to bring the old Survivor Series, Raw vs. SmackDown. Okay, yeah, that was a fun concept. You could have one for both nights. It makes so much sense. Yep, exactly. Yeah, so Bash at the Beach would be great. Again, NXT has brought back a lot of WCW stuff. I remember at house shows even a couple years ago for WWE live events, they were doing Starrcade. They were doing like what WCW obviously used to do. Not to that extent, but they had a couple house shows called Starrcade, just like they're kind of bringing back Saturday Night's Main Event. The last couple months in December, in January, we're going to get it, I think, in March, May, and July too. Every couple months, it seems. So I like that. I like that concept. I think that's a really good idea to do so. So appreciate you guys rocking with me for the last half hour or so. What's up, brother? How's everything going? Good, Chris. How you doing on this Wednesday afternoon, my friend? How we doing? Guys, appreciate you joining me. If you could, just hit that thumbs up button. I know a lot of you are subscribed already. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. Just talking about this week in pro wrestling and some thoughts about wrestling pay-per-views and all that good stuff. Megan, good morning. Good afternoon from where I'm at, but good morning to you, wherever you are. Chris, this was the first NXT I did not watch in months, but I did catch up on most of it, namely the debut of Ricky in the crowd. Good for him. Yeah, well, it was executed perfectly from what I saw. I thought it was nice. It was subtle. He said what he needed to. He popped out from the crowd. It was nothing too elaborate. We all knew who he was without having to have a big placard with his name on it, whether it's his old name or he has a new name. So it's interesting. We found out earlier this week that all of them are no longer under contract. Malachi Black, Miro, Rusev, and him. So any day now, we'll probably be seeing Aleister Black on Raw and likely teaming up with the Judgment Day. We'll see. But I see the Giants schedule for next year. Is it, Nas? Oh, don't even tell me. I didn't even look at it yet, man. Lord have mercy. The Giants schedule looking rough. Oh boy, they're gonna change his name to Dexter. Oh Lord, Dexter. Oh man, I've seen a few names thrown around, especially with those, and a lot of people were bouncing around names from that list of copyrighted or trademark names that came out, I think, Monday for either Performance Center or NXT Talent. 12 to 15 names. I've seen a couple of the women whose names or who they are, the characters, but I haven't seen any of the men yet as far as with those new names. So yeah, perhaps he's getting a new name. What do you think of Raw this past Monday? Rachel, I thought it was overall okay. I thought it was a decent episode at best. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 7.5 out of 10 at best. Funny because my team has the easiest schedule and your team has the hardest. We play each other, by the way. Oh wow, we playing you in San Fran, or we playing you at MetLife? Hopefully we at least have home field advantage. Maybe have a chance against you guys. But yeah, I didn't look at the Giants schedule. It's too early. I'll look in like July when I could even get remotely excited for it. Oh man, crazy. Thanks for joining me, guys. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe. You could also follow me on other socials: TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook at Turnbuckle, TOPIX. Got the same handle for all my socials, so I make it easy for you guys to find me. Just look for the logo and the name. Let me check that for you. I think it's in our house. Oh, great. It's in San Fran at Levi Stadium, the home of WrestleMania 31. We were the home of WrestleMania, what, 29 and 35? Do I have Insta? Yes. It's right at this same handle as this, Megan. At Turnbuckle, TOPIX. I got some good news for you. I just checked St. Jersey. Okay, cool. And what week? What week is San Fran making their way down? Not that I don't think it will really matter to us anyway. Not like we're going to probably play any better, but that's cool. That's cool. We don't know the dates yet. Oh, okay, just no teams. Bet. Okay, cool, cool. All right. Very good, very good. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out of here in 2 minutes. I may hop on TikTok for a little bit, check in with that crazy bunch as well. Some of you are over there as well, so that'll be good to see you guys possibly again soon. But if you haven't already, guys, again, hit that subscribe, hit that like button, and feel free to share away. Check out the content on the channel as well. And I'll be back on here Friday night after Friday Night SmackDown for a full review of that show as well. So, something to look forward to, right? All right, gang. Any questions, comments? Get it in now. I'm going to head out in a minute. Thanks for hanging with me for the last half hour or however long you guys were here. It's been fun. Finally got 136 flowers now. Oh, good for you, Rachel. Nice. Okay. Look at you go. Look at you go. Very nice. Very nice. Very good. All right, gang. I am making my way out of here in a minute. Again, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I will check you guys out Friday night after Friday Night SmackDown full review, Valentine's Day edition. Have a great rest of your day and rest of your week. And I may head over to TikTok for a little bit and check in with that crazy crew in a little bit too. So you could, next few minutes, check out for me over there, okay? All right, gang, take care, and I will see you Friday night after SmackDown.